We're going to have a 5-lap race here at West Coast USA, and we'll be racing down to the first corner in 3 beeps time. And it's an excellent launch from Avery, but Sunny's going nowhere and he's fading back into the pack already. A pretty even start from the rest as we head now towards corner 1, and Avery will keep the lead, Oscar in second, and Miko in third, Apex getting a bunch of spots here, and Bones has spun in the background. It appears as though he's got no damage and be able to continue as normal, but the battle for third rages on as Apex tries to go around the outside of Miko, who pushes him wide, and now Lodiex is looking racy, and Burning also making up moves at the start of the race, and he's gotten past Lodiex there, and now Blurry will try to do the same as they go side by side out of the exit, and now heading towards the chicane. Lodiex holds on to 6th position for now, and Sunny there almost running to the back. He's dropped all the way down to 8th. Our 2 race leaders and the rest of the pack, Oscar bouncing over the curbs in pursuit of Avery, who's managed to keep the lead in a very well controlled first lap as all the cars now head through the corkscrew. A very difficult corner to get right, can certainly get you facing the wrong direction. And now we'll look at what happened at Bones at the start that caused him to spin, and he goes very deep on the brakes and he just hits the back of Blurry. That could have been an absolute disaster had he not being able to get it stopped. Blurry will be counting his lucky stars after this one, barely escaping being taken completely out of the race. And Bones lucky to just be spun around and not have any damage there as they now cross the line, starting the second lap of the race. Avery leads us on, followed by Oscar and then Miko. That makes up our podium. A very clean first lap, and there's battles all the way down the field that we better watch out for. Lodiex trying to make moves past Burning. Oh no, and Avery's run deep. Our race leader is off the track, and Oscar almost spinning out of control there, but Oscar has the inside through these corners. Chaos behind as Avery now defending for the race lead. Something's happened behind as drivers plummet down the order, and Oscar's off the road. The championship leader out onto the grass, and he rejoins the track, but Miko dives into the race lead and past Avery, and now Apex also putting pressure. A change for the lead and all the drama, and now Miko leads the race. Through the chicane we go, and that's Blurry going slowly. And then also there's another car off, and I think it's Lodiex who must have also sustained damage in an incident further back as we had that battle for the lead that is still continuing. Avery now getting passed by Apex as he gets onto the bumpy curves and heading onto the back straight. Apex will be in second position, and our once was race leader now finds himself in third position. 2 cars getting past them in the matter of corners. And that's Lodiex there at the back of the field and going slowly, unable to get the car turned around. And we're going to have a replay to see what happened. Heading down towards the first corner, and it's Burning who runs a little bit deep. He rejoins safely, no problem, but then it becomes 3 wide, and Lodiex must just not have seen that Blurry was on his inside and chops across, leaving him no space and ending up with a collision. We're seeing Blurry's on board here now, and he gets a good run up past Lodiex, and it's a very fair call to make the move, but he wouldn't have known that Burning was there, and Lodiex didn't know that he was there, and a collision was inevitable, and that's given him damage that prevents him from steering his car properly. Now on board with Lodiex, who is probably the one at blame for this one, because he just cuts across and then he'll get hit from behind by Blurry, who is very fairly up the inside, and that might be a grid penalty for Lodiex if he stays in last position. And now Avery has gotten a run back on Apex up the straight, and there's contact, jumping back to live straight into the action, and there's side-by-sides further back as well as Avery gets back into second place. And Sunny trying to get back into the front of the field, and he's getting past Burning now, who is in 4th, now 5th, unable to keep the charging Hungarian behind as another overtake is made over the hill, and Sunny now firmly in 4th position. This is Bones now chasing Penn Striker for 9th position. He's managed to catch up after that gap from his first lap spin, and he's managed to close that gap in only a matter of laps. He tried to get past in the first corner, did Bones, but he was too far back, so the next best option is the back straight, where he can get a nice big slipstream and zoom past Penn Striker. It's getting very close in the championship where these two sit as they go past the stranded Lodiex, who has now found his way into the gravel trap in last position, so that'll be the end of his race. And a much better exit from Bones there than Penn Striker, and he's onto the attack straight away with that slipstream of his, and he'll be able to zoom on by and get up into 9th position. Oh, and Penn Striker's not letting this one go. He's right there and he's trying to get his own slipstream, and he goes to the inside, but I think he's just a little bit too far back to reply into the braking zone, and Bones keeps the position and is now well clear of Penn Striker. Oh, and that's Lodiex pitting there for the damage that he got. He's only just exiting the pits now, as the leaders will be crossing the line to start their lap, so he's almost a lap down there, but able to continue and potentially score some points if someone has a bit of a mishap. And there's Miko heading through the first corner. So they're very close to Blurry, but now Blurry is pitted and he doesn't have any damage, so he should be more than fast enough to keep out of these guys' way for just another 2 more laps. And is that Apex ahead of Avery again? I'm getting told now that Avery actually made a mistake, which has cost him 2nd position and has given it to Apex. They're still very close, so it mustn't have been a bad one. And we're getting a replay now to see exactly what happened. So this is heading down over the hill and then back down it again. And Apex is up the inside already. Avery breaks a bit later. Oh, and Avery is broken too late and has run wide and off the track, and that's what's given Apex a position. These two continuing to battle it out. As the cars now come around for the final lap of racing here at West Coast USA, the top 4 drivers still very close together, as now Sunny has joined the top 3. They've been leading the race so far, navigating the chicane for the final time in this race. He's got a little bit of a gap. Oh, and that was a big wag there by Avery. And Sunny's going to be up the inside. He's trying to switch back him in the chicane there. And will he be able to get past down the back straight? Avery's slightly ahead. And now he's in the slipstream, hunting down that podium position. On this back straight, it's probably the last chance for Sunny to get any more positions in this race. And it's here now or never then. And Avery somehow managing to keep ahead over the crest and now down into the hill and the braking zone. Sunny popping up into the inside and he's through. And he's gone past, but he's deep. And he goes off a track. Avery able to continue. And Sunny trying desperately there to get into 3rd, but to no avail. And it will probably be 4th now as he falls behind. His desperate lunge losing him time to Avery. And now the final 4 cars go through the corkscrew. You wouldn't want to spin it here right on the last lap. Sunny there being very careful to navigate it properly as they head now towards the line. And it's going to be a first victory for the Polish driver. He's been a long time waiting and he's had definitely plenty of tribulation trying to get here. But Miko finally wins the race and Apex has spun. Apex has spun behind and there's someone crashed in the background. Avery crosses the line in 2nd and Apex will crawl home in 3rd, and that's Sunny off. And he's missing a nose. The nose is completely missing on this car. Drama at the end. It won't change the result for Sunny. Burning almost getting 4th there. And now Oscar heading through the... Oh, and he spun. He bounces over the curbs and into the barrier. Oscar's day just keeps him getting worse and worse. And Halos comes through and snatches 7th position. Oscar able to get going again, but now Bones is coming. And I think Bones is too far there. He almost cuts the chicane. And he'll have to hold off there. But Halos will come home and get 7th in his home race. That's his 2nd best result in the series. And he'll bag 6 points and move up maybe a spot or 2 in the standings. He crosses the line and secures 7th position, and it'll be 8th for Oscar, who's had a difficult day. Bones will get 9th after a spin at the start, and then Penstracker will get the last point in 10th. Blurry is almost a lap down, and Lodiex is way off. So let's see what happens. We're on board with Sunny, heading into the last corner. Miko is now crossing the line to win the race, and he's just lost it with low grip as the tyres degrade, and Sunny plants it into the wall nose first, completely loses it, and is able to get going and cross the finish line just before Burning can come and snatch the place away. So a very dramatic scare for Sunny, but in the end it doesn't change the consequences. Another angle of it, him smashing into the wall, and we have a slow-mo now as he loses grip, unable to save it. He's full lock to the right now, but he can't save it, and a crashing thud plants him into the barrier. A dramatic one, but no real consequences. Well, let's not let that dramatic end take away from Miko's amazing victory today. It's been a long time coming, but he finally gets over the line, and then Avery will come home in 2nd from pole position. Apex bagging a podium, and Sunny recovering to 4th. A decent race for both Burning, Farmboy and Halos, all of them getting a bit higher than they usually would and scoring some good points. Oscar, however, will be a bit disappointed with 8th. Starting 2nd, he would have wanted to either won the race or at least have gotten a podium. Bones will finish 9th, getting him 2 points, and Penstracker will get himself a single point in 10th. Both Blurry and Lodiex scoring nothing after their crash, and that loses Blurry 2 positions in the championship standings. Oscar retains the lead of the championship, but only increasing it marginally over Blazin. The gap now 19 points between the pair, and then Miko will jump up to 3rd from 5th, and then Blurry will drop down 2 spots, and Avery stays stationary in the middle there. Those 3 only separated by 3 points, and then below them Apex getting into the triple figures. Now Bones is the only one in the top 10 of the standings not to have a podium in the main race yet, and Penstracker is part of a 3-way tie with him, Burning, and Ido all on 62 points. Ido has been missing for a bit, but he's been practicing hard for Bathurst, so I'm sure we'll be able to see him back in action there. Sunny in 12th, making up a few more spots, so is Farmboy, who's been dropping down as he either hasn't scored or has missed races. Bruni is unable to race today, and LodiX also dropping down spots after his crash that made him go down to last. And Halo is finally getting back onto the sheets with his points that he got today at his home race. I hope you enjoyed that one. The last ever race on BeamNG 0.38. All the races to come will be in the new update, and they'll be looking spectacular. Bathurst next on the calendar. Plenty of the drivers have special liveries and are preparing especially for this one, so I'm sure it's going to be an absolute bang of a race. Until then, I'll see you next time.